Morning came too soon. Taeyang had barely slept. He spent most of the night staring at the ceiling, his mind spinning through 1,000 possibilities. 1,000 ways this could go wrong, 1,000 reasons to stay quiet, but also one good reason to speak up. The truth. He got up before the princesses woke. He paced the common area, his heart racing. The security hologram had announced that lockdown would end at 1000 hours. That gave him less than an hour. The bedroom doors opened. Princess Hana emerged first, already dressed in fresh formal robes. Princess Yuna followed, her armor polished and gleaming. They looked like princesses again. Distant. Untouchable. "Good morning," Princess Hana said. Her voice was perfectly controlled. If Taeyang hadn't heard her confession last night, he never would have guessed at the emotions beneath that calm surface. "Morning," he replied. His voice came out rougher than he intended. They ate breakfast in silence. The food tasted like dust in Taeyang's mouth. He kept glancing at them, memorizing details. The way Princess Hana's silver skin caught the morning light. The way Princess Yuna's patterns shifted colors when she was nervous. "The lockdown ends soon," Princess Yuna said. She was trying to sound casual and failing. "I suppose we'll all be going our separate ways." "Yes," Princess Hana agreed. "Back to our delegations. Our duties." Taeyang set down his cup. His hands were shaking slightly. "Before we go, I need to tell you something." They looked at him curiously. "These past 2 days," he began, then stopped. How did he explain this? There was no good way. He just had to say it. "I need to apologize." "Apologize?" Princess Yuna tilted her head. "For what?" "For pretending to sleep." Silence. Complete total silence. Princess Hana's eyes went wide. Princess Yuna's patterns flashed rapidly through several colors. "I don't understand," Princess Hana said slowly. Taeyang took a deep breath. Then he spoke in perfect Valoran. "I understand your language. I have a military-grade translator implant. It works in real time for almost any known language." Princess Hana's face went through several expressions. Shock, horror, understanding. Then something that might have been anger. He switched to Dominion. "I could understand everything you said. Both nights. All of it." Princess Yuna covered her face with her hands. Her patterns were shifting so rapidly they were almost blurring. "Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I'm sorry," Taeyang said, switching back to common galactic language. "I should have told you immediately. But I didn't, and that was wrong. I violated your privacy, and I'm sorry." "You heard everything?" Princess Hana asked. Her voice was very quiet. "Very dangerous, yes. Everything we said about humans, about our empires, about—" She couldn't finish the sentence. "Everything," Taeyang confirmed, "including last night, including what you said about me." Princess Yuna made a sound that might have been a whimper. Princess Hana stood up, her fists clenched at her sides. "How dare you?" she said coldly. "We trusted you. We thought we had privacy. We said things that were meant to be private, personal, and you just listened, spied on us? I know, I'm sorry. There's no excuse." "Sorry?" Princess Hana's voice rose. "You listened to us bare our souls. You heard us confess our weaknesses, our doubts, our—" She stopped, breathing hard. "Our feelings." Princess Yuna finished miserably. She still had her face in her hands. "He heard us say we liked him." "He heard everything." Taeyang felt his own face burning. "I did, and I need to tell you why I kept listening, why I didn't stop you." "This should be interesting," Princess Hana said icily. "Because I felt the same way," Taeyang said. The words came out in a rush now. He couldn't stop them. "Because every word you said resonated with me. Because I'm lonely too. Because I understand what it's like to be seen as a symbol instead of a person. Because I've spent these 2 days watching you both and thinking you were the most incredible people I've ever met." The princesses stared at him. "You said humans embrace chaos and change." Taeyang continued. "You're right, we do. But you know what else we embrace? Honesty. Even when it's messy. Even when it's terrifying. Even when we know it might blow up in our faces." "What are you saying?" Princess Yuna asked quietly. She had lowered her hands. Her eyes were very large. "I'm saying you were wrong about one thing," Taeyang said. "You thought I saw you as just an assignment. But I don't. I see Princess Hana, who's brilliant and lonely and wants to make her empire better even when they don't want to change. I see Princess Yuna, who's kind and curious and brave enough to question everything she was taught. I see two incredible people trapped by circumstances that aren't fair. You don't know us, Princess Hana said, but her voice had lost its sharp edge. I know what you said when you thought no one was listening, Taeyang replied. And isn't that the truest version of ourselves? The things we say when we think we're safe? Princess Yuna slowly stood up. She walked toward Taeyang, stopping a few feet away. You really understood everything? Every word. Then you know how we feel about you? Yes. And you're not horrified? Disgusted? Taeyang laughed. It came out shaky but genuine. Why would I be? You're amazing. Both of you. You're trying to carry the weight of entire empires on your shoulders. You're scared and lonely and still doing your best to be brave. How could I be anything but impressed? Princess Hana moved closer too. You said you felt the same way. What did you mean? I mean, I've spent 2 days pretending to sleep so I could hear your voices, Taeyang admitted. His face was burning, but he kept going. I mean, I fixed the food dispenser just so you'd smile. I mean, I've been thinking about what it would be like to show you Earth. To take you to a beach and watch you see the ocean. To introduce you to my mother and watch her try to feed you too much food. I mean, I don't want tomorrow to come because it means this ends. Princess Yuna's patterns were slowing down, shifting into colors Taeyang didn't recognize. What are you suggesting? I don't know, Taeyang said honestly. I don't have a grand plan. I'm just an engineer who fixes broken things. But maybe this doesn't have to end. Maybe the peace treaty doesn't have to be about empires. Maybe it starts with 3 people who actually like each other. That's insane, Princess Hana said, but she was smiling. Actually smiling. We're from 3 different worlds. We have responsibilities, duties, this can't work. Probably not, Taeyang agreed. But humans are really good at doing things that probably won't work. We try anyway, and sometimes, just sometimes, we pull off miracles. You're asking us to betray everything we were taught, Princess Hana said. No, I'm asking you to choose for yourselves. Just this once, not as princesses. As Hana and Yuna, as people who deserve to be happy. Princess Yuna stepped closer. She reached out and took Taeyang's hand. Her touch was warm. I told you I wished I could be brave like humans. Maybe this is my chance. Princess Hana looked at their joined hands. Something shifted in her expression. The coldness melted away, replaced by something vulnerable and hopeful. My advisors would say this is political suicide. Good thing your advisors aren't here, Taeyang said. She laughed. That crystal chime sound he'd heard once before. You're terrible for my carefully maintained dignity, you know that? Sorry? Don't be. She stepped forward and took his other hand. I'm tired of dignity. I'm tired of being perfect. Just for today, just for this moment. I want to be Hana. A person who met someone interesting and wants to know them better. What happens tomorrow? Princess Yuna asked softly. I don't know, Taeyang admitted. But we have today, and maybe we can figure out tomorrow when it comes. That's very human of us, isn't it? Yes, Princess Hana said. It is. The hologram appeared, announcing the end of lockdown. The doors would open in 5 minutes. Their separate worlds were waiting for them. We could walk out of here and pretend this never happened, Princess Yuna said. Go back to our old lives. We could, Taeyang agreed. Or, Princess Hana prompted. Or we could walk out together, Taeyang said, and see what happens. Take a chance. Be brave and stupid and human together. Princess Yuna squeezed his hand. I vote for brave and stupid. Seconded, Princess Hana said. Her smile was radiant. Though we're going to cause such a scandal. Probably, Taeyang admitted. But maybe that's not such a bad thing. Maybe our peoples need a little scandal. A reminder that peace isn't just about treaties and politics. It's about people connecting, understanding each other, choosing each other. The doors hissed open. Beyond them, the station bustled with activity. Security teams, diplomats, representatives from a dozen species, all of them waiting. The 3 of them stood there, hands linked on the threshold of something new and terrifying and wonderful. Ready? Taeyang asked. No, both princesses said at once. Then they laughed. But let's do it anyway, Princess Yuna added. They walked out together. Taeyang's face was burning. He could feel hundreds of eyes on them. Hear the gasps of surprise, the murmurs of shock and confusion, but he was also grinning like an idiot. Because Princess Yuna was laughing beside him. Because Princess Hana's patterns were glowing in colors that apparently meant joy. because for the first time in days he felt completely, utterly alive. Behind them, an era of isolation ended. Ahead, something new began, and it all started because one human was brave enough to be honest and two princesses were brave enough to believe him. The second night arrived too quickly. Taeyang had spent the day in a strange state of awareness. Every conversation with the princesses felt heavy with hidden meaning. Every glance made him wonder what they were really thinking. They had dinner together. Princess Yuna asked him questions about Earth. What was it like? What did he do for fun? Did he miss home? He answered carefully, honestly. Yes, he missed home. He missed the smell of rain. He missed his mother's cooking. He missed streets filled with people who all looked like him, spoke like him, understood him without translation. Princess Hana listened quietly, but he saw something in her expression. Understanding, maybe. She probably missed her home too. After dinner, emergency alarms blared briefly throughout the station. Everyone jumped. But then a hologram appeared announcing it was just a drill. The station was secure. They would be released tomorrow morning as scheduled. Tomorrow. This would all be over tomorrow. They would go back to their separate worlds. Princess Hana would return to her silver empire. Princess Yuna would return to her glowing cities. And Taeyang would return to Earth to his quiet life fixing broken machines. The thought made him sad in a way he didn't fully understand. I'm exhausted, he said. It wasn't entirely a lie. His mind was tired from all the pretending. I think I'll sleep early tonight. Rest well, Princess Yuna said. Her smile was gentle. Tomorrow will be a long day. Taeyang lay down on his mat. The lights dimmed. He closed his eyes and waited. He didn't have to wait long. This is our last night, Princess Yuna said in Dominion. She sounded melancholy. Tomorrow we return to reality. Yes, Princess Hana agreed in Velaran. Back to duty. Back to expectations. I don't want to go back. Taeyang's eyes stayed closed, but his whole body tensed. There was something different in Princess Yuna's voice tonight. Something raw. None of us want to face what's coming, Princess Hana said gently. The failed treaty. The political fallout. But we don't have a choice, don't we? Princess Yuna challenged. We're always told we don't have choices. We're princesses. We serve our people. But what about what we want? What about our own happiness? Our happiness doesn't matter compared to the good of billions. Says who? Who decided that? Who made that rule? It's always been this way. That doesn't make it right. Princess Yuna's voice cracked slightly. I'm 26 years old. I've spent my entire life preparing to be useful, to be valuable, to serve. But when do I get to just try to live for myself? To choose something because I want it, not because it's my duty? Silence. Taeyang could feel the weight of that question hanging in the air. I feel the same way, Princess Hana said quietly. Every day. The weight of the crown, the expectations, the loneliness of always being perfect, always being proper, never being allowed to be weak or selfish or human. She paused, then laughed softly. Listen to me. Using human as a positive quality, my advisors would be horrified. Maybe they should be more human, Princess Yuna said. Maybe we all should be. What do you mean? These past 2 days being here with him, watching him, I've learned something. Humans don't hide what they feel. They're present, genuine. When he smiles, it's a real smile. When he helps someone, he doesn't think about whether it's proper or dignified. He just does it. That's what I admire about them, Princess Hana admitted. They're free in ways we've forgotten how to be. Not free from responsibility, but free to feel, free to choose, free to be themselves. I envy them, Princess Yuna whispered. I envy him. So do I, Princess Hana said. More than I want to admit. Taeyang's heart was pounding now. He had to concentrate hard on keeping his breathing steady. Can I tell you something? Princess Yuna asked. Something I've never told anyone? Of course. I think about running away sometimes. Just disappearing, finding some small planet where no one knows me, where I could just be Yuna, not Princess Yuna. Where I could meet someone and fall in love because I wanted to, not because it was politically advantageous. That's not just you, Princess Hana said softly. I think about it too. A simple life. Making my own choices. Being with someone who sees me, not my title. Someone like him, maybe. The words hung in the air like a physical thing. Taeyang stopped breathing entirely. Yuna, I'm serious, Princess Yuna said. I know it's impossible. I know it's foolish, but these 2 days being around him, seeing how he treats us like people instead of royalty, I feel more myself than I have in years. He doesn't know who we really are, Princess Hana said. He sees us at our worst, scared, disheveled, human, ironically. And he's kind anyway. That matters. When's the last time someone was kind to you without wanting something in return? Silence again. A long one. Never, Princess Hana finally admitted. Everyone wants something. An alliance. A favor. Influence, but he just helps. Because that's what he does. I like him, Princess Yuna said simply. I know I shouldn't, I know it's inappropriate, but I do. I like how his eyes light up when he talks about engineering. I like how he checks on us without being pushy. I like that he's gentle and strong at the same time. Princess Hana's voice trembled slightly. I feel the same way. Taeyang's chest felt tight. His eyes burned behind closed lids. What do we do? Princess Yuna asked. Tomorrow we leave. We probably won't see him again. Or any human, maybe. Our governments will use the attack as an excuse to avoid contact. I don't know, Princess Hana said. She sounded lost. I don't know what we can do. We're princesses. We don't get to follow our hearts. We don't get to choose. If you could choose, Princess Yuna pressed gently. If you weren't a princess. If you were free, what would you do? A long, long pause. Then Princess Hana spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. I would ask him to show me Earth. I would learn about his people. I would try to understand what makes them so resilient, so hopeful, so alive. And maybe I would allow myself to feel what I'm feeling right now without guilt or shame. What are you feeling? Drawn to him, Princess Hana admitted. Fascinated by him. Wishing I had more time to know him. Wishing things were different. Me too, Princess Yuna said. I wish I could be brave like humans are. Brave enough to say what I want instead of always doing what's expected. He probably sees us as just another assignment, Princess Hana said sadly. 2 alien princesses he got stuck with during a crisis. Nothing more. Do you really believe that? I have to. Anything else is too painful. Footsteps. They were moving. Coming toward him again. Taeyang heard them kneel beside his mat. Look at him, Princess Yuna whispered. Tomorrow he goes back to his life. And we go back to ours. And none of this will have meant anything. It meant something to me, Princess Hana said quietly. These 2 days. This brief moment of being treated like a person instead of a symbol, it meant everything. Taeyang felt something soft touch his hand, then another touch on his other hand. The princesses were each holding one of his hands gently. Thank you, Princess Yuna whispered in her native language, for being kind to us, for seeing us, even if you never knew you did. I wish you could know, Princess Hana added also in Velaran. I wish I could tell you that meeting you changed something in me. That you reminded me what it feels like to hope, to want something just for myself. I wish I could tell you that I'll never forget these 2 days. But I can't, because you don't understand, and that's probably for the best. They released his hands gently. Taeyang heard them stand and walk away. The bedroom door closed. He lay there in the darkness, tears sliding silently from the corners of his eyes down into his hair. His hands still tingled where they had touched him. His heart felt like it might break. They felt the same way he did. These impossible, beautiful, lonely beings felt the same way. And tomorrow they would all pretend none of it mattered, unless he did something. Unless he was brave. Unless he was human enough to take a chance, consequences be damned. Taeyang opened his eyes and stared at the ceiling. The stars outside the window blurred through his tears. He had tonight to figure out what to do. Tonight to find the courage to be honest. Tomorrow, everything would change. One way or another. The next morning came slowly. Taeyang woke up stiff and sore from sleeping on the floor. He could hear movement in the suite. The princesses were already awake. He got up and found them sitting in the common area, eating breakfast from the food dispenser. They looked up when he entered. Good morning, Princess Yuna said. She seemed friendlier than yesterday. Did you sleep well? Well enough, Taeyang lied. How about you? As well as can be expected, Princess Hana said. Her expression was neutral, giving nothing away. They ate together in awkward silence. Taeyang tried to act normal, but he kept remembering their conversation from last night. Every time Princess Yuna looked at him, he wondered if she was thinking about what she'd said. About him being not bad to look at. After breakfast, Taeyang noticed the food dispenser was making a grinding noise. He got up and examined it. Is something wrong? Princess Yuna asked. Just a loose connection. Nothing serious. Taiyang opened the panel and adjusted some wiring. The grinding stopped. There, should work better now. You fixed it just like that? Princess Yuna looked impressed. I'm an engineer. I fix things. Princess Hana watched him with those large dark eyes. A useful skill. The day dragged on. They were trapped in the suite with nothing to do but wait. Taiyang tried to give the princess his space. He read reports on his tablet. He did some exercise routines in the corner. And when the afternoon came, he felt tired again. I think I'll take a nap, he announced. Didn't sleep great last night. He lay down on his mat and closed his eyes. His heart was beating fast. Would they talk again? Would they say more things he wasn't supposed to hear? He waited. Minutes passed. Then he heard the princesses move into one of the bedrooms again. Is he asleep? Princess Yuna asked in Dominion. He appears to be, Princess Hana replied in Velaran. He was restless last night. I heard him tossing and turning. Taiyang's heart skipped. She had been listening to him? While he was listening to them. The floor can't be comfortable, Princess Yuna said. We should have insisted on a better arrangement. He chose the floor himself. And we are princesses. We can't share a bedroom with a male who isn't family. It would be scandalous, I suppose. Though I wonder if humans care about such things. From what I've read, they have different standards for different cultures. Some are very conservative. Others are extremely liberal. Which one do you think he is? I don't know. We haven't exactly had deep conversations. There was a pause. Then Princess Yuna spoke again. I've been thinking about what you said yesterday. About humans being dangerous because they embrace chaos. And I think you're right. But I also think that's exactly what we need. Both our empires are dying slowly. We're so afraid of change that we've stopped growing. We have all this stability but no progress. Progress isn't always good, Princess Hana said. My people learned that lesson centuries ago. We nearly destroyed ourselves with rapid advancement. But you went too far in the other direction. You stopped all advancement. When was the last time your empire invented something new? Created something that changed your society? Silence. Taiyang could almost feel Princess Hana struggling with the question. I don't know, she finally admitted. Exactly. My people are the same. We preserve. We maintain. But we don't create anymore. And now the humans come along. Barely a century into space travel. And they're already innovating in ways we can't match. That doesn't mean we should become like them. No, but maybe we should learn from them. Find a balance between their chaos and our stability. Taiyang heard movement. They were sitting down again, settling in for another private conversation. This peace treaty was supposed to be that balance, Princess Hana said sadly. Our empires working together, pooling our strengths. But the extremists destroyed that chance, did they though? Princess Yuna asked. The treaty might be delayed, but the idea isn't dead. If anything, this attack proved why we need peace. We have enemies who want to keep us divided and weak. My father won't see it that way. He'll see it as proof that alliances are dangerous. What do you see? Another long pause. Taiyang had to focus hard on keeping his breathing steady. I see an opportunity, Princess Hana finally said. Her voice was quiet but firm. I've been thinking about this all night. The old ways of negotiation failed. Maybe we need a new approach. What kind of approach? A human approach. Build relationships first. Trust comes before treaties. You want to befriend humans? Princess Yuna sounded delighted. I want to understand them, Princess Hana corrected. If we're going to share the galaxy with them, we need to know what drives them, what they value, what they dream about. We have one right here, Princess Yuna pointed out. We could ask him. We've barely spoken to him. And he probably thinks we look down on humans. Do we? I don't know what I think anymore, Princess Hana admitted. He's not what I expected. He's capable, kind. He fixed our food dispenser without being asked. He gave us extra blankets. Small things, but they matter. He protected people during the attack too, Princess Yuna added. I keep thinking about that. He didn't have to. He could have just saved himself. But he helped others first. That's very human, Princess Hana said softly. They're pack creatures, social in ways our species aren't. They bond quickly, care deeply. Is that such a bad thing? No, it's just different. My people value logic and restraint. His people value emotion and connection. Neither is wrong. They're just different paths to the same goal. What goal? Survival, happiness, meaning. Princess Hana's voice became thoughtful. Maybe that's what we've lost. My people have survived, but have we found happiness, meaning? Or have we just existed for thousands of years without really living? Taeyang felt something tighten in his chest. These weren't just alien princesses anymore. They were people, struggling with the same questions he struggled with. Wondering if their lives had meaning beyond duty and tradition. You're thinking like a human now, Princess Yuna said gently. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I never said it was. Princess Yuna's voice became warm. I think you'd like humans if you got to know them better. They're passionate, curious, they feel things deeply and aren't afraid to show it. Like what? Like everything, joy, sadness, love. They don't hide their emotions the way we do. They express them openly. That sounds exhausting. Or freeing, Princess Yuna said. Imagine not having to maintain perfect composure all the time. Not having to hide what you really feel. We're princesses. We don't have that luxury. Here we do. In this room. For the next day, no one can see us except him, and he's asleep. Taeyang heard movement. Closer now. He realized with alarm that they had left the bedroom and were approaching his mat. Look at him, Princess Yuna whispered. So peaceful. I wonder what he's dreaming about now. We should let him rest, Princess Hana said, but she didn't move away. Do you think he knows how important he is? Princess Yuna asked. He's representing his entire species right now. If we go back and report what we've seen, it could change how our empires view humanity. What will you report? Princess Hana asked. That humans are worth knowing. Worth understanding, worth... Princess Yuna trailed off. Worth what? I don't know yet. But something. Something more than we currently allow ourselves. They moved away. Taeyang heard them return to the bedroom and close the door softly. He lay there, his mind spinning. They weren't just curious about humanity. They were drawn to it. And they were talking about him like he mattered. Like his actions could actually change something. He had to tell them the truth. Eventually. But not yet. Not while they were being so honest. Not while he was learning so much about what they really thought. Just a little longer, he told himself. Just until he figured out what to do with all this information. Outside the windows, the stars continued their eternal dance. And inside the suite, 3 people from different worlds slowly began to understand each other, even if one of them pretended not to hear. Taeyang never wanted to be here. The space station was massive and cold, filled with aliens from across the galaxy. He was just an engineer who fixed broken things, but his boss, Ambassador Hyunwoo, needed someone to carry his bags and take notes. So here he was, standing in a corridor that smelled like ozone and something he couldn't identify. Stay close, Hyunwoo said, adjusting his formal jacket. These negotiations are important. 2 empires are about to sign a peace treaty, and Earth needs to witness it. Taeyang nodded and followed. He didn't understand why humans needed to be here. They were newcomers to the galactic community. Most aliens still looked at humans like they were dangerous children playing with matches. The conference hall was enormous. Crystal pillars reached up to a ceiling that showed the stars outside. Hundreds of aliens filled the seats. Taeyang recognized some species from his training. The tall ones with silver skin were Velerans. The shorter ones with patterns that glowed softly were Dominions. Both empires had been enemies for centuries. At the front of the hall, 2 figures sat on elevated platforms. One was a Veleran woman in flowing robes that seemed to shimmer like water. Her eyes were large and dark, and her silver skin reflected the light. Princess Hana, Taeyang remembered from the briefing. The crown princess of the Valoran Empire. The other was a Dominion woman whose skin had patterns that shifted colors slowly. She wore armor that looked ceremonial rather than practical. Her expression was curious and open. Princess Yuna, second princess of the Stellar Dominion. They're both here to sign the treaty personally, Hyunwoo whispered. That's how important this is. The ceremony began. Speeches in languages Taeyang didn't understand echoed through the hall. His neural translator implant hummed softly in his ear, converting the words to Korean. He tried to pay attention, but honestly, most of it was boring political talk. Then everything went wrong. The explosion came from the back of the hall. The blast wave threw Taeyang forward. He hit the ground hard, his ears ringing. Smoke filled the air. People were screaming in dozens of languages. Terrorists, someone shouted. Anti-peace extremists. More explosions followed. The crystal pillars cracked and fell. Taeyang crawled forward, trying to find Hyunwoo. He saw his boss trapped under debris, blood on his face. Ambassador. Taeyang pulled at the broken metal, his hands shaking. Other people ran past them, panicking. Security teams rushed in, weapons drawn. They were shouting orders, trying to organize an evacuation. Taeyang finally freed Hyunwoo, but the older man was unconscious. Medical teams appeared and took him away on a floating stretcher. You need to evacuate. A security officer yelled at Taeyang. Where? Where do I go? Diplomatic wing, Section 7.
It's sealed and safe.
Move, Taeyang ran. The corridors were chaos. More explosions echoed through the station. Emergency lights flashed red. He followed the signs to Section 7, his heart pounding. He reached the security checkpoint just as the doors were closing. Two figures were ahead of him, also rushing through. The doors slammed shut behind them with a heavy clang. A force field shimmered into place. Taeyang bent over, trying to catch his breath. Then he looked up and froze. Princess Hana stood a few meters away, her robes torn and dusty. Princess Yuna was beside her, her armor scratched. Both of them stared at him. You're the human, Princess Hana said. Her voice was cold and precise. The translator in Taeyang's ear converted her words perfectly. Yes, Taeyang Kang. I'm with the Earth delegation. Where is your ambassador? Princess Yuna asked. Her voice was softer, more concerned. Injured. They took him to medical. Taeyang swallowed hard. Is everyone else? Many dead, Princess Hana said flatly. The extremists succeeded in disrupting the peace treaty. The station is in lockdown. A hologram appeared in front of them, showing a security officer. Your Highnesses, we are conducting a full sweep of the station. The diplomatic wing is secured, but you must shelter in place for 48 hours. We cannot risk moving you until we've cleared every section. Understood, Princess Hana said. The hologram looked at Taeyang. You're the human representative. I guess so, yes. The only habitable quarters in this section is Suite 12. You'll all need to share it. We apologize for the inconvenience. The hologram vanished before anyone could protest. An awkward silence filled the corridor. Princess Yuna cleared her throat. Well then, shall we? The suite was luxurious, at least. It had been designed for important guests. There was a large common area with soft furniture, a food dispenser, and 2 bedrooms. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed the stars outside. I'll take the couch, Taeyang said quickly. You two should have the bedrooms. Princess Hana looked at him for a long moment. That is acceptable. Princess Yuna smiled slightly. It was the first smile Taeyang had seen from either of them. Thank you. That's kind of you. They separated to clean up. Taeyang found spare blankets in a closet and made a sleeping area on the floor. The couch looked uncomfortable, and he'd slept in worse places. He was an engineer. He was used to making do. When the princesses emerged from their rooms, they had changed into simpler clothes provided by the suite. They looked more normal now, less like untouchable royalty. They still didn't look happy about the situation. They ate a quiet meal from the food dispenser. Taeyang tried to make conversation, but both princesses gave short answers. He got the feeling they didn't want to talk to a human. That was fine. He didn't know what to say to alien princesses anyway. As night cycle approached, they all prepared to sleep. Taeyang lay down on his makeshift bed on the floor, still wearing his clothes. The lights dimmed automatically. Good night, Princess Yuna said softly. Good night, Taeyang replied. He closed his eyes, exhausted from the day's chaos, but his mind wouldn't stop racing. His boss was injured. People had died. He was trapped with 2 alien princesses who probably hated humans, and he had no idea what would happen next. He heard soft footsteps. The princesses were moving around their bedrooms. Then he heard them speaking. They weren't speaking in the common galactic language. They were speaking in their native tongues. They think I can't understand them, Taeyang realized. Most humans didn't have advanced translator implants. The princesses probably assumed he only understood basic galactic common, but Taeyang's implant was military grade. Yunwoo had insisted on it. It could translate almost any known language in real time. He should tell them. But something stopped him. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the desire to know what they really thought. Taeyang kept his eyes closed and his breathing steady. He pretended to sleep and he listened. Taeyang lay very still on the floor. His mat was thin and he could feel the cold surface beneath it. The lights in the suite had dimmed to almost nothing. Through the large windows, stars glittered in the darkness of space. He heard a door open quietly. Soft footsteps crossed the common area. Then another door opened. The two princesses were meeting in one of the bedrooms. Is he asleep? That was Princess Yuna's voice. She was speaking in Dominion, her native language. Taeyang's implant translated it instantly in his ear. He appears to be, Princess Hana responded in Valoran. Humans sleep deeply after stress, according to the cultural files. Taeyang's heart started beating faster. He forced himself to breathe slowly and evenly. This was wrong. He should tell them he could understand. But he didn't. He wanted to know what they really thought. What a terrible day, Princess Yuna said with a sigh. So many dead. The treaty is ruined. My father will be furious, Princess Hana replied. He sent me here to secure peace, and instead I witnessed a massacre. At least we survived. That human helped pull people from the rubble. Did you see? There was a pause. Taeyang remembered dragging an injured alien away from falling debris. He hadn't thought about it. He just acted. I saw, Princess Hana said quietly. He didn't hesitate. Even though those people weren't human. That's what the reports say about them, Princess Yuna said. Her voice became thoughtful. Humans are supposed to be impulsive and emotional. They act without thinking, but they also adapt quickly. My advisors say we should fear them, Princess Hana admitted. They're newcomers to the galaxy, but they're already making waves. They don't follow the old rules. They question everything. They change everything they touch. Is that such a bad thing? Princess Yuna asked. Our empires haven't changed in thousands of years. Maybe that's why we're stagnant. Taeyang felt a strange flutter in his chest. They were talking about humanity, about his species, and it wasn't what he expected. You're young, Princess Hana said. It didn't sound like an insult, just a statement. You don't remember the chaos. When civilizations change too quickly, they destroy themselves. Humans are dangerous because they embrace chaos. Or maybe we're afraid because we've forgotten how to change. Princess Yuna countered. I've been reading their literature. They have this concept called growth mindset. The idea that you can always improve, always learn. When did we stop believing that? Another pause. Longer this time. You've been studying them? Princess Hana sounded surprised. Someone has to. They're not going away. We can either understand them or fear them. I prefer understanding. Taeyang had to fight the urge to smile. He kept his face neutral, his eyes closed. What have you learned? Princess Hana asked. She sounded genuinely curious now. They value individuals over systems, Princess Yuna said. They believe one person can make a difference. They tell stories about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's so different from our cultures where everything is about duty and hierarchy. That sounds exhausting, Princess Hana said, but her tone was thoughtful, not dismissive. Maybe. But also, freeing? Taeyang heard movement. They must be sitting down getting comfortable for a longer conversation. What do you think of him? Princess Yuna asked suddenly. The human in the other room? Taeyang's breath almost caught. He forced himself to stay calm. What do you mean? Princess Hana's voice was cautious. I mean, what do you think? As a person, not as a representative of his species. I haven't thought about it. Princess Hana sounded uncomfortable. We've barely spoken. He gave us the bedrooms without being asked, Princess Yuna pointed out. He made sure we had extra blankets. He tried to make conversation at dinner even though we were being cold to him. What's your point? I'm just saying he seems kind. And during the attack he was brave. I saw him helping people even when the explosions were still happening. Many people helped during the attack. Yes, but he's human. Everyone says humans are selfish and violent, but I haven't seen that. Have you? Taeyang's face felt hot. He was grateful for the darkness. They were talking about him like he was some kind of puzzle to solve. No, Princess Hana admitted after a moment. I haven't seen that. He's been respectful, considerate even. He's also not bad to look at, Princess Yuna said. Her voice had a teasing quality now. By human standards, I mean. I looked up their beauty standards. He fits them well. Yuna. Princess Hana sounded shocked. What? I'm just being observant. Those dark eyes. The way his hair falls over his forehead. And did you see his hands? Very capable hands. An engineer's hands. Taeyang wanted to die. His face was burning now. He kept his breathing steady through sheer willpower. You can't be serious, Princess Hana said. But she didn't sound angry. She sounded flustered. Why not? We're stuck here for 2 days. I'm just making conversation. It's inappropriate. He's a human. You're a princess. So? You're a princess too, and you're the one who noticed how brave he was during the attack. I was simply making an observation. A very detailed observation, Princess Yuna said. Taeyang could hear the smile in her voice. This conversation is pointless. We should sleep. You didn't deny finding him interesting. Yuna, please. Fine. But admit it. Humans are more interesting up close than in the reports, aren't they? A long silence. Then Princess Hana spoke very quietly. Yes, they are, more movement. They were standing up now. Do you think he dreams? Princess Yuna asked softly. Human sleep patterns include dreams, according to the files. I wonder what they dream about. Probably home, Princess Hana said. Safety, familiar things. That's what anyone would dream about after a day like this. Maybe. Or maybe they dream about adventures, about possibilities. That would be very human, wouldn't it? They moved toward the door. Taeyang heard them pause. He looks peaceful when he sleeps, Princess Yuna whispered. Younger somehow. Come on, we should let him rest. The door closed softly. Taeyang heard them return to their separate bedrooms. The suite fell silent except for the gentle hum of the life support systems. Taeyang opened his eyes slowly. He stared at the ceiling, his mind racing. They didn't hate humans. They were curious, maybe even impressed, and they had been talking about him. Really talking about him. His face still felt hot. What was he supposed to do with this information? He couldn't let them know he understood. That would be mortifying for everyone. But now he knew things he wasn't supposed to know. Princess Yuna had called him interesting. Princess Hana had noticed him helping people. They thought humans were fascinating instead of frightening. Taeyang rolled onto his side, pulling the blanket up. This was going to be a very long 48 hours. And the worst part? He wanted to hear more. He wanted to know what else they thought. What else they would say when they believed he couldn't understand. He closed his eyes again, but sleep was a long time coming. When it finally arrived, he dreamed of stars and silver skin and glowing patterns, and two voices speaking words they thought he would never hear.